What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Accepting All Trades. Now, before we get into it, I just kind of want to run something by you guys real quick. So I know I've been pumping these out every week or so. It's been a blast for All Trades Accepted. We haven't yet gone through all teams, so the original plan was to just keep doing these until we get through all NHL teams, and I'm still planning on doing that. The only thing is, I'm thinking about trying some new things with All Trades Accepted, maybe take it to a bunch of other retro NHL games that I have, and then pick back up the regular current NHL roster teams when NHL 19 drops, and we can test out the new franchise mode there. So let me know your guys' feedback in the comment section if that sounds good. I'll leave a poll. The poll will be a little bit different. It'll basically be change it up or keep it the same. Okay, those would be the two options, so make sure you hit up that poll in the community tab above. But before we even make that decision, we got to run through this franchise mode with the Dallas Stars as voted on by you guys. And I think this is the episode where I'm the most decked out. I got my Dallas Stars shirt. It looks like Dallas, but it's actually St. Pat's. But Dallas Stars colors, Dallas Stars jersey, Minnesota North Stars jersey. So we've got all of the necessary, equipment here. Let's see if we can make something happen with the actual team in NHL 18, guys. As always, let me know how you think they're going to do this season. Are they going to win the cup? Are they going to get eliminated from the playoffs? Or they're not even going to make the playoffs? Let me know in the poll above. All right, so on the chopping block today, we have our best defenseman, John Klingberg, our best forward, Tyler Seguin, and best goalie, Ben Bishop. And these are all in terms of trade value. The highest trade value of each position gets to go on the chopping block. Surplus, anything and everything, wants 35 years or younger, at least 78 overall, any position. Those are our criteria. So let's get the trades rolling. Okay. Wow. So this team's a lot worse than I thought. A lot of yellow, a lot of players lower than 80 overall. My first impressions is we're gonna struggle this season. It'll be tough to make the playoffs, especially since we're in the Central Division. So our first line, no problems. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Radulov. But then it drops off significantly after that. Janmark, Spezza, Ritchie, Pitlick, Faksa, Roussel, Mackenzie, Hansel, Ellie. D's kind of the same story as well. We got Klingberg, he's our kind of ray of sunshine, but then drops off again. Lindell, Mathot, Hamhuis, Johns, Patterin. I mean, it's a youngish team, but we don't want young, we want skilled and, capable if we're doing a one-year sim. Goalies as well, it's not the best goalie core, but it could do. I mean, I've seen worse goalie tandems win the cup in the sim. So we got Bishop, we got Latinen. On a lot of other teams, I wouldn't be too worried that our best three players in each position are on the trade block, but literally they're all we have. Seguin and Ben. That's basically all we have on the forwards. And then on D, all we have is Klingberg. And then in net, all we have is Bishop, really. So hopefully a lot of draft picks go out the door in exchange for roster players because we need them this episode. Well, we're going to need to lean heavily on our top guys. So let's see if they can do it here. Not even 2 weeks into the season, and we've already got our first trade. Wow, okay. So the Oilers are giving us Camilleri for Antoine Roussel, a couple picks. Yikes, that's a lot to give up just for Mike Camilleri, although he is a player upgrade, so you know what, that's a good start. Wow, okay, so far so good. It looks like we are in second place to only 2 points out of the Blues for top spot in the Central. Didn't expect to be doing this well, but you know what, I'll take it at this point. A little bit of irony for you, the top three teams in the Central right now are the three teams who did not make the playoffs this year. And then in terms of team leaders, we got James, Jamie, Ben, almost point per game. Not much more we can ask of him. Hopefully him and Seguin are tearing it up on that first line. We just got to keep leaning on them heavily. So we'll leave the lineup for now because there's only been one trade, the Roussel for Camilleri swap. So let's just go through these next 2 months up past the trade deadline and see what else can happen. Oh gosh, the losses are starting to mount here. 5-game losing streak. Not ideal. 6, 7. Oh, this is where our team takes a dive. 8. Oh my god, our losing skid stops at 8, and we almost drop below 500 under that. Big game against the Blues here. Looks like they're pulling away a little bit, but the Knights are making a trade. They're giving us David Perron for Dickinson, who I assume is a prospect, and a 4th round pick. This is the kind of trade that we want to see coming in. Bonafide roster players for guys we're not using out the door. Yes, sir. Let's go. Now we're on a 4-game win streak. Always. So a trade with Boston. This one looks bit more even than the last trade they made with Boston, let's just say that. So Lindell and Johns are out the door. We're getting Nick Holden and Tommy Wingels. So we're losing 2 roster defensemen, which is not good. Getting 1 back and getting Wingels. Our defense probably taking a hit, and we probably need as much as we can get. I don't know who's going to replace the missing piece there, and I'm not excited to find out. Trade incoming again. Another kind of trade that I like to see. Ellie, who was our 4th line right wing, him and 2 draft picks, 2nd and 3rd, in exchange for Calvin DeHaan and Andrew Ladd. All right, so that'll shore up the defenseman piece that I wasn't sure about from the last trade. Ladd straight up for Ellie. That is a big upgrade, so yes, of course, we'll take it. We have to. Another one with Philadelphia this time. Neuwirth and Filppula. They don't like those guys. I think they traded them the last few episodes at least. So we're getting a 3rd NHL goaltender. Again, I don't know why we need it, but we do. Apparently Filppula, so he'll increase our center depth a little bit. We're getting rid of Honka, Pitlick, and 2 low draft picks. So I don't mind that. Sounds good. And we're almost approaching the trade deadline here. That might have been the last trade of the episode. Maybe one more. No, I think that's it. I think that is all. Wow. So not very exciting in terms of trade front. And our team started off strong, but looks like we're tapering off, and see if we can hold it here. Oh god, yeah, we definitely tapered off, and we're not out of it by any means. We're 1 point out of a wild card spot, but Winnipeg made their move, so did Minnesota. Yeah, so we're barely hanging on. We need to pick up the pace here. Tyler Seguin is helping us, but I mean, both him and Ben have fallen off the point per game pace right now. 24 goals, 30 assists. That's good, not great. Now looking at the lineups here, our forwards have seen a decent improvement. Ben, Seguin, Radulov held strong there. Perron and Camilleri upgrades on the wing for Spezza. Ladd and Filppula upgrades with Janmark. Wingels, Hansel, Ritchie. That's a much more palatable forward core, I must say. In terms of defense, not too many changes here. Holden, Klingberg, DeHaan, Mathot. So a little bit better. Hamhuis and Patterin. So, you know, good, not great. And goaltenders, Bishop and Neuwirth, so increase in the backup. Who cares? That just might mean that Bishop might get less games than he would have if Lettinen was in that, which not too happy about. All right, guys, that is the team that we're going to run with through to the rest of the season here. We're barely hanging on to the playoff picture here. We need to rack up some wins, especially against the Western Conference teams. Let's see if we can do it here. Oh my god, every Western Conference team. We win against the East, lose against the West. Come on, especially Minnesota. Their teams we're battling with. Oh no. San Jose's good. California road trip to end off 3 straight losses, boys, and I think that may be the season right there. Wow. That is it. Did not make the playoffs. What a freaking shame. Both Stars teams didn't make their respective playoffs, Dallas or Texas. That is embarrassing. So let's kind of see where we went wrong here. 81 points is not good enough anymore in the modern NHL to get you into the playoffs. It's got to be at least 90. That's what Chicago did. Wow, the Central wasn't the stronger division this time, surprisingly. We were one of the worst teams in terms of goals for in our division, which I thought we would have been better at, obviously, but goals against, yeah, I mean, we're the worst power play team in our division, worst penalty kill as well. Oh my god, we got killed. So overall in the conference, Colorado almost made it, but Calgary had more regulation overtime, even though they had less total wins, which seems a little bit weird to me that that be the tiebreaker. I mean, they won more games overall. I mean, we finished below the Arizona Coyotes, so that kind of sums up how our season went. In the East, the regular suspects, except for, you know, Carolina and Buffalo, the Leafs just squeaked in there. Tampa got the Presidents, and Washington's there to make another run at the cup. Now we can see who let us down. So yeah, our best players were the best, so no surprises there, but not close to point per game, and we need them closer there, especially when they're on the same line. That duo should be doing a lot better. Radulov did well for being, you know, the odd man out there on that line. Klingberg, almost 60 points. Can't ask much more out of him. Perron, an 83 overall with 52 points. Filppula, 81 with almost 50. I mean, our depth players did us well, but our top end guys just weren't top end. They weren't where they need to be. And our goaltenders here, Bishop, his record, I don't put too much weight in it, but his goals against is pretty high. Save percentage as well is kind of low, so could have had more out of him. And our backups didn't do us any favors either. Lettinen losing record, Neuwirth losing record. Top goalies in the league, obviously refer to the top team. So Murray, Vasi, Holtby, Anderson, all Eastern Conference goalies. All right. So it looks like the East tore it up this year. Save percentage, Talbot with almost 9.3 in a season. That is wild. I think Holtby's got the Vezina this year. Just across the board, solid stats, 10 shutouts. He's a shoo-in. In terms of defensemen, who tore it up? Russell did not. Pietrangelo did. Keith, Ekman, Larson, Burns. So the West had the defensemen, the East had the goaltenders, and the league was mixed on the forwards. Tarasenko, though, is an absolute phenomenon in this simulation. Almost back-to-back 60-goal seasons, 108 points, miles above second place Patty Kane. Pacioretty did well, 40 and 50. Should be seeing those numbers IRL. Looks like Tarasenko was the only 50-goal scorer. Had a lot of near 50s, though. And last but not least, let's look at the playoff matchups before we sim all the way through. It's been a good streak of episodes where our teams have made the playoffs. Won't be this one, though. So we got the Jets and the Hawks. That'll be a great series. Blues versus Flames, Ducks versus Knights, and Sharks versus Oilers. And the East, Columbus versus Caps, Pens versus Canes, Habs versus Sabres, Lightning versus Leafs. It's kind of understandable because I think in the history of all trades accepted, we have not seen a Dallas Stars team win the Cup. It was lofty expectations to expect them to win the Cup. Let's see if another team can make a name for themselves. So we're going to simulate through and see what happens here in 3, 2, 1, bang! The Columbus Blue Jackets win the Stanley Cup. All right, that might be a first. Wow, good stuff from the Jackets. They absolutely battled. 3 of their 4 series wins came in Game 7. The Leafs made it to the conference finals. Unreal. A Columbus Oilers finals. Wow. Leafs had a pretty easy time as well until they ran to the 7-game Blue Jackets. Wow, a Toronto Buffalo second round. That will be exciting. It's going to happen. In the next, 3-4 years, it's going to happen. You'll see that a lot, I think, Buffalo versus Toronto. And for the first time in a while, both the Caps and the Pens lose in the first round. So, Caps fans, at least you don't have to see your team lose in the second round. Great stuff here. Let's look at the awards and summarize the whole season. So the ones we know are the Art Ross, which goes to Tarasenko, obviously, with that 108-point regular season. He gets the Hart as well, no question. James Norris to Pietrangelo. The Blues absolutely tore it up in the season. The Bing goes to Tarasenko. So all 4 of the trophies so far have gone to the Blues. The Calder go to Matty Barzal, which is likely going to happen this year as well on June 20th. I'll be there. Conn Smythe to Bobrovsky. Okay. Yeah. Figures. The goalie carries the Blue Jackets. Holtby was the shoo-in for the Vezina. Jennings went to Talbot. Masterton to Mathot. Okay. So we did win a trophy. Just not the one that we wanted or could really predict, but we'll take it. Bergeron wins his own trophy. Lindsay to Tarasenko. Richard to Tarasenko. So he cleaned up once again with 5 trophies. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, I'm sorry, you probably didn't, but you get your team featured in a TDI video, so there's that. Also, guys, another reminder, be sure to head over to the community tab and check out the poll and let me know your thoughts on, kind of my summer strategy, whether you want to see all trades accepted being done with retro NHL games, older versions of the game with different teams, and then I'll pick all trades accepted up again in NHL 19 franchise mode using the new features and the leftover NHL teams that I have not yet used, guys. All right, so let me know what you guys think about that. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And until next one, guys, I'll see you then.